Welcome back to Sportsbeat. I'm Rob Drumm. Today is May 25th, and this is episode 15. I'm pretty sure I got that one right.
You think?
Oh, well, we'll find out. As always, we are recording in the lovely My Little Falls podcast studio. And I'm here with Dave Warner, our producer, and the guy who will always bail me out of Facebook jail. What's going on?
I'm going to let you stay in there for a while just for the fun of it.
I think it's, I tell people every, probably a couple times a week, why'd you get in Facebook jail? What did you do? What did you do?
Yep.
And they're like,
we can discuss that with our guest.
Yes, we can.
You can tell him because he doesn't know. So
this one's going to be fun. So we have another great guest for you and a friend of the show. We have Travis Heiser. He's the owner of the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs. And he's here to touch on all the things going on and leading up to their first game, which is June 3rd over here at Vets Park. So, Travis, how are you?
Good, guys. How are you?
Good. So, I don't know if you've even heard or if Dave has told you, but we posted, you had posted on Facebook that you were looking for people to sing the national anthem. And so we went on our Facebook and we shared that, and somehow that got us into Facebook jail. Now, apparently the real answer is something about there was a way we set up the page, which has now been changed and corrected, was we plugged you and you were still selling tickets, and My Little Falls has the content sales and ads and all that. So we like bridged in too close to their community standards, but we got put in Facebook jail. So the story we're going with is the national anthem got us in jail.
Yeah.
Interesting. No, I did not know that. I'm glad you guys. I'm glad you're out of jail. So I'm glad everything worked out.
Dave paid my fine. We're okay.
Glad to have you on the outside.
Yes. So you're very you were our first guest when we rebranded and took over this, and the world has definitely changed a bunch since then. And you guys are actively getting ready for a June 3rd first pitch. So what's your season preview look like for us?
It's definitely, to start with your first question or first statement, rather, it's definitely been a crazy year for everybody in the world. And, obviously things are starting to loosen up, and, we've been following the news and just like everyone else has. And, things are getting better, which means that the Diamond Dog season is going to happen. The governor of New York has come out and been loosening guidelines, in regards to our season. We've always said moving forward, and when the season was going to happen in 2021, that we were going to follow whatever guidelines that were handed to make sure everybody's safe and our players are safe. And, we try to bring that entertainment value back to the Valley.
And you guys have been, recruiting all over. So how have you been able to recruit given all the restrictions? I know a lot of it's probably digital and remote anyway, but what's that look like leading up to your season? Because you've got people from all over the place this year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously everything, that we do as far as recruiting is basically like everything else in the world. It's all about relationships that we've had and made with college programs across the country. This year was no different. I'll say that we had a really good roster signed for the 2020 season that never happened. But we retained a lot of those players that were coming in 2020 for the 2021 season. So we really only had to go out and find maybe 10 to 12 guys, for the 2021 season. So, but again, recruiting, it was always, for us, it's always about finding the right guy that's going to fit here in the Mohawk Valley. We really try to recruit the blue collar kid that wants to be here, wants to get better. And, I think this year's no different. We have definitely those types of players.
With the roster you have, what are you looking for your season? Obviously, I'm sure Paramount is happy that you're here and able to have it, but with the roster you have, what's the expectation? What's the goals? What do you have circled on your calendar?
Obviously the home opener for June 3rd is circled because, we're playing the Amsterdam Mohawks, and, obviously us and Amsterdam have been rivals for many, many years. While we're rivals on the field, off the field, we have that respect from an ownership standpoint as well as players. And, it's going to be a very competitive game. We're not going to be at full strength yet at that first game, and either way Amsterdam, but for me, the season, obviously you always want to win a championship, but I'm really kind of approaching this season a little bit differently. Don't get me wrong, I hate to lose. I want to win. Our fans want to win, but for me, success this year is really going to be based on keeping everybody healthy, from our fans to our players, and trying to give the community something to cheer about after a long year off. So win or lose, if we have people in the stands and we're playing baseball and we're above ground, it's a good day. So that's what really the focus is going to be for us, is to get people out and be active and get comfortable and feel that it is safe for them to come to our games, because we're going to do everything in our power to keep everybody safe. So that's kind of where we're at.
And it sounds like too, and just from talking with Dave here and looking, you guys had season tickets go on sale. Are they sold out yet?
No, season tickets haven't sold out yet. We still have season tickets available for sale. We did season tickets because our ticket prices are $7 a ticket this year, opposed to the $5 that they were previously. So the ticket prices have gone up just a slight amount, just
Sure.
because everything else and our costs has gone up as well, as everyone can imagine. So we raised our ticket prices a little. All of our concession prices are still going to be very family friendly. But the season ticket was just because we are going to follow the CDC guidelines, which states that we can have 33% capacity in our facility. So people wanted to make sure that they could get in. So that's why a lot of people are buying those season tickets.
Nice. And with restrictions lightening up and everything, and last year not being the case, but this year being the case, where I guess everybody's ready to get out. The mask requirement for vaccinated people are out. You've got guidelines which are looser for you to be able to have the contests and have fans in the stands. And looks like, maybe a bit of a lucky break heading into the season, where last season it was a much different tale.
Yeah, I mean, last year at this time, obviously we made the decision to pull the plug, but moving forward, we're on conference calls as a league, twice a week. This has been a discussion that we've had since the cancellation of the 2020 season, of how we were going to kind of, handle the 2021 season. And, the owners and the league and the league president, we're all in the same boat, and, local politicians in the city. We're all trying to do what's best, and we all want to keep people safe. And, we're going to follow those rules. Everything's not perfect, and we just ask people to bear with us. And how it looks on opening night might look different in 2 weeks or a week from now, or so we're obviously, things change, and hopefully it changes for the best, in our season. And the more things loosen up, the more things that we can do and be creative with. But right now we're just focusing on getting people in the stands, getting the sense of normalcy that they like, and bring them some hometown baseball.
Nice. Any ideas? So going back to your roster quick, any idea who's going to be, what your starting lineup's going to look like? Who's pitching? Any of those decisions been made just yet?
Well, our coach, head coach Steve Luby, who's from Oregon, he won't not be here for our first game. So our assistant coach John Farino is going to be taking the lead on it. I may help coach. I have played around with the lineup, because I do follow these players pretty closely throughout their spring season. So yeah, I have a lineup in mind, but that all could change in the drop of a hat with some injuries and guys who are still playing and may not be here for that night. So it'll kind of be a June 2nd decision on finalizing that roster.
Well, I mean, if I've done my math correctly, you've got 8 days until your game, and 8 days, in this era is light years from changes that could happen. So
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. What we'll do, win or lose, we'll compete, and we're just excited to see all of our fans and our sponsors and the people that rarely have become family, to the people in our organization. So we're just really excited to see everybody, and kind of, it's almost like a reunion, so to speak. So win or lose that opening night, it'll be great just to be back on the field playing the game of baseball, and seeing people that we haven't had the opportunity to see in over a year.
absolutely. And keeping not so much with your roster, but your coaching and coaches and staff, you've got a lot of returners coming back. You've got some new people. You've got some interns that are going to be doing some specific stuff with that. So, what's your organization in that end look like?
Yeah, I mean, we've been very fortunate, and I've been very fortunate with our staff. I mean, everybody's basically been with me since day one. The press box is going to be the same with Josh McMullen and Pete Peglurillo and Lou Parada on the PA, and then obviously Chris Ezzo, who does the music and does the scoreboard and does a lot of things behind the scenes. And then Cindy, our beer booth woman, she's coming back again, who's again better than me since day one and does the souvenirs. I have in the concession stands, we have my mother and father are going to be helping me in the concession stand. My father's retiring, so he was looking to do something, and I said, you know what, I got something for you. So he'll be grilling the burgers and taking care of the hot dogs. So so they're in the concession stand, and I have two interns. I have Vani, and Vani's actually come from Colorado. She played softball rather at Herkimer, and she actually went on to Manhattan College. So we're excited to have her, and she's becoming soon. And we have Camber from Barnett, from Little Falls, who goes to Liberty University, who's also doing some stuff with us. So we're excited with our staff and our coaches. We're ready to go. It's just we're like a kid at Christmas. We're excited. We're nervous, but once we get out there and the ball is pitched, everything will take care of itself, hopefully.
Definitely a lot more optimistic than when we talked to you back in the winter time, when everything was still a lot more question marks and a lot less optimism going on in the world. So it's nice to see that the change of pace is coming in.
We're really jacked up about it. I'm not gonna lie. We're very, very excited. I think the people are excited. I think people are gonna realize that we're safe entertainment value. Not only affordable family fun, but I think we're gonna add that word safe. And everybody's got to do their part, and I have no doubt that the people in the valley will. And together we'll continue to do great things, and hopefully have crazy capacity numbers in July, if not June 3rd.
Exactly. And one of the big things that gets you there is sponsors. Your Facebook and website have been just putting sponsors all over. I know My Little Falls is. How does that work for you? If anybody wants to be a sponsor, what can they do to sponsor the team?
Yeah, I mean, we've been very fortunate. Obviously fans are important, host families and our players, but the reality is without our sponsors, the Diamond Dawgs organization does not exist. So, huge shout out to all those sponsors, and obviously I have so many. I don't want to list them all individually at this time because I don't want to forget anybody. But our sponsors are above and beyond. Have been great through the entire pandemic. So again, I recommend people check out our website, go on the sponsor page, and see those who support us. And I really hope that the people in the Mohawk Valley, see that and go out and give those local businesses the business that they deserve.
Absolutely. And from the fan perspective, what can fans expect this year while at the games and inside the park in terms of maybe COVID protocols, live streaming? I know firework nights are there. So what's the fan experience going to look like?
Well, again, to my previous point, how it looks on June 3rd might look different on June 5th or July 2nd. We don't know. But what I will say is we're following all the CDC guidelines in regards to the capacity that we can have in our stadium based on the total capacity that we have. Obviously, people that are unvaccinated need to continue to wear masks, and obviously they can take them off when they eat and drink. Vaccinated people, we know what the CDC and obviously New York State has adopted, they do not need to be masked up. Obviously, we just ask people to be smart and use their best judgment and follow those rules and help us and keep our players safe and our fans safe and whatnot. So whether I tell people all the time, whether you agree with the mask, you disagree with the mask, just respect everyone's opinion and what they want to do. because, we don't know the background of why somebody is or isn't wearing a mask. So if we all respect each other's decisions and follow the rules that are set forth by New York State and the CDC, we're going to have a great time at the ballpark, no doubt.
Hey, Travis, I think you were thinking about not doing the fireworks on opening night, correct?
Yeah, we're not going to do fireworks on opening night just because we didn't know what the rules were going to be. And I know we know we've loosened them. We are not doing fireworks opening night. We are working on something potentially for July that is not fireworks related. And it's something that I don't think a lot of our fan base has seen and had the opportunity to experience, but I'm not going to get into it. I know, Dave, this is the second time you're trying to get me to spill it.
I got to be persistent, Travis. Come on, you give me
credit. I give you credit, but once I sign the contract for what we're going to do in July, it'll be promoted, and you'll be probably one of the first people to know about it. But I think it's going to be exciting.
That's bad. One of the first.
I think people will be excited. I think it'll be something we're all going to enjoy it.
Badgering the guest, are we, Dave? Badgering. Usually it's you on me for no, it's kidding. It's all good fun. And I know one of the big things, and I know something, this is what you've done in high school, and it's been, relatively successful across the high school realm this year, is live streaming. Is that going to be a thing that people can do if they can't show up to the park or they don't feel safe? Can they still watch the games?
Yeah, we're gonna be doing live streaming our games. On the start, we're gonna use Facebook Live because that's what we're used to. And to be honest with you, with the way the season is, we want to kind of keep things as simple as possible for the first week, and then make adjustments as we move forward. You may see us have a YouTube channel, which is something I did with our high school athletic department. So it'll be trial and error, but yeah, we'll have the games live stream for those parents and people that, want to stay home and still be a part of the experience.
Nice. And besides getting tickets at the gate, where can people get tickets? Season tickets still available?
Yeah, season tickets they can get by obviously emailing Travis at mydiamonddawgs.com. As far as purchasing tickets will only be available at the front gate the day of the game.
Gotcha. And the price tag for that $7 a ticket?
$7 for adults, $5 for senior citizens and students, and then kids under 5 are free.
Nice. So family friendly, like you said. And one of the things I know a bunch of people that I've talked to are excited about is just that, one, it's outdoors. I know we've got in the high school press box segment, they did a wrestling tournament outside, and, people are feeling safe outdoors. So I think you're really going to see a good season. I hope you do, especially cornering the market with everything opening back up. This is the summer where people are going to get back out, get back to somewhat of normal. I totally agree with what you said about, respecting everybody and just doing the right thing. And because the last thing you'd want is somebody being selfish rather, and jeopardizing your, entire season, which you guys have worked, quite frankly, your ass off for the last 18 months to make sure this could happen.
Yeah, and listen, I'll put our fans up against anybody else's fans, and I'll put our communities up against anybody else. We live in the Mohawk Valley. I think we have the greatest people, the greatest fans, and regardless if we like something, we don't like something, I think ultimately people do respect one another and respect the rules that we need to follow. So I have no worries about our fans, our players, our sponsors. We're all going to do the right thing, and this is going to be an amazing summer for the Diamond Dawgs and the people of the Mohawk Valley.
Nice. Anything that I didn't cover that you want to touch on?
No, man. I think you're good. I'm off to Little League game right now, so I gotta work on the young kids.
There you go. Well, I appreciate your time. Make sure as the season goes around, I'm sure we'll be in touch. Send some of your people our way. We can get an interview from them, any players or anything like that. Our door's always open for you, being right next door and the partnership that we have. And we appreciate your time, especially, at a Little League game.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate all your support, guys. And I'm sure I'll see one of you, if not both of you, on June 3rd.
You may even read something. We're recording on Tuesday, so people hear this, but you may see that story in video tomorrow morning there, Travis.
Nice.
I love it. Perfect. Can't wait. Excited.
All right.
Nice. Thanks. That's Travis Heiser with the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs. And we will come back after a quick commercial break.
Visit My Little Falls and stay connected with the latest news, information, and events in the city. Our mission is to generate interest in the community and connect residents in a more meaningful way by facilitating deeper conversations about how these stories will shape the future of Little Falls, New York. Join thousands of weekly visitors who stay up to date with feature stories, interviews, videos, and our events calendar. It's about timely local news for the community, keeping citizens informed about important issues, telling stories about the people who live and work here, and giving locally owned businesses the opportunity to reach a very targeted audience of local residents and tourists alike. It's a whole new form of media-rich content developed specifically for today's mobile lifestyle and listeners. You can download our iOS app in the iTunes Store or sign up for our weekly newsletter. Stop by today at mylittlefalls.com. You'll be glad you did.
And we're back. Well, we're going. I think you're going to be there. I'm definitely going to try to be there for
On the
opening
3rd?
night. On the 3rd.
Oh, heck yes.
I mean,
Wouldn't miss it.
I really do think, especially in the Valley with everything going on right now, it's outdoors. It's summer. People are itching for that. Somebody was talking about there's camping, which usually is an afterthought in people's summer, already filling up. Summer camps across the state are already filling up. So I think kudos to him, his entire staff, because I know they work really hard to make this happen. And I think they're really going to corner the market and have a great season.
Yeah, I mean, it's start time. They say show up like 6:35 and first pitch is 6:45. So
perfect. So we're going to do our press box segment. And we're a little out of order just because I want to cover something last here, at least for the high school. So we're going to start off with some high school golf. Cooperstown beat Mount Markham 181-201. And it looks like they doubled up with a game in Hamilton as well, using the same score. And that one would have been a loss, 189-201. So a little triple threat COVID round robin, action, which fun. Hamilton boys beat Poland 49-37 for the team score. And over on the girls' side, the Tornadoes handled Hamilton pretty easily, 69-26. So that was nice for them. Wrestling, and I know I had mentioned this in when we were talking with Travis, but teams from CVA, Little Falls, Dodgeville, Mount Markham, Poland, and New Hartford assembled in Ilion for a tournament. I believe that was over the weekend. Cool thing about that one was it was outdoors. Our friend and local sports reporter, John Rathbun, wrote a great article covering the event. It was noted that no scores are being recorded as there's no championship to be chased, and all the kids were just there to get some mat time and give seniors the opportunity to make some senior memories and have a season. Awesome idea and a job. I know John talked about that a couple of times when he was out there. Just what a cool environment. They did say they did it early in the morning because it was going to be hot, and I can only imagine how hot those mats were by 1:30.
Oh, can you imagine that plastic after the sun's beating on it and it was like 83 degrees?
Imagine your skin melting as it well, hey, just make sure you don't get pinned.
It could be true.
Yeah, control the match. You don't't have to worry about it.
Yeah, my knees would be plastic.
Jumping over to high school softball, Waterville squeaked out a win over Herkimer in 8 innings with a score of 15-14. West Canada holds off against Westmo with a final score of 10-5. Little Falls blew out Clinton 23-3. That's gotta hurt. And Mount Markham blanked Canastota 5-0. Jumping to high school baseball. Herkimer beat Waterville 11-7 after scoring 7 runs in the first inning and holding on. And they led 11-2 after 4 innings, and they picked up their first win of the season. So congratulations to Zach and team over there in Herkimer. West Canada beat Holland Patton 4-2 over the weekend. They also played Westmo yesterday and picked up another victory, 15-12, to remain unbeaten on the season. They now sport a 9-0 record. Mount Markham edged out Hamilton 10-9 to take that win. Poland handled New York Mills in their most recent loss, handed New York Mills their most recent loss of the season with a score of 22-9. That's fun. I wish my car sounded like that. It would give me more street cred, I think.
Yeah.
Little Falls drops a game against Clinton with a final score of 6-4. Cooperstown blows out Adirondack 28-6. That one's that's gotta hurt. And we're ending our high school section today with the news out of Fort Plain. They beat Northville in dramatic fashion with a final score of 20-0. They remain undefeated on the season. But the big news is here last week, head coach Craig Phillips achieved a rare milestone with 800 wins. He was met at the county line by the sheriff's department, fire departments, and community members alike to celebrate. The parade took a victory lap before joining the crowd at Hazlitt Park, where the coach spoke a few words. And I'm quoting from an article here that was in the newspaper where the coach said, Quote, baseball will always be special to me and my coaches, but we couldn't do it without the community. There were a lot of sad kids who look forward to coming and playing last year, and that's one of the reasons I came back this year. Recalling the names of all his assistant coaches over almost a half a century was a challenge. This is Phillips' 46th year as the coach there in Fort Plain, and he worked through a lengthy list. I can't remember what I did yesterday, and he's recalling all of his assistant coaches over 46 years, so that's pretty cool. He also went on to say, quote, without these coaches, we wouldn't be celebrating 800 wins. Among his 800 wins are state championships in 2007 and 2016, 5 regional appearances, 12 Section 2 championships, and 25 league titles. And he did go on to say, covering this season, we are once again having a great season. Phillips told the crowd, I didn't expect it. We've got some great pitching and have really good character. Hopefully in 3 weeks, there's another parade for a section championship. So what a great guy, great story, great milestone. I know if I looked at it right, the next winningest coach in sports is like 700 and something wins. So
Really?
What a hell of a way to retire.
Oh,
Regardless of the season, what a hell of a way to retire.
Oh yeah.
800 wins.
That's a lot.
46 years, 800 wins. I mean, that's still pretty impressive. It's not something people do today because, they jump from team to team to team and people don't stick with stuff anymore. So kudos to him. Good luck to the team as they move forward, and huge congratulations on 800 wins because it's a milestone that most people don't hit. Jumping over to college, Utica College baseball was swept by St. John Fisher in the Empire 8 tournament on Friday, and they see their season come to an earlier end than they wanted. They lost the first game 21-6 and the second game 26-3. The team finishes with 18 wins on the season, which is tied for 6th most wins in the season's program. They also set a new season record for runs scored and strikeouts. This also marks the first time in the program's history that the Pioneers baseball team has reached the postseason with an Empire 8 tournament. So congratulations to the seniors and the whole team on a great season. Also, good luck to the women's track and field as they head to Greenville, North Carolina for the NCAA Division III Outdoor Championship Thursday. Event kicks off at 5 p.m. and the results will be on their website. So if you're listening to this on the radio, go ahead and check out the website and see how they did. Must be nice. Let's go down there. You think we got the travel budget for that?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we go.
Yeah.
Remote, watch it at home.
Taking the bus.
Well, we're flying out. No. Over to Herkimer College. Women's soccer team lost a heartbreaker to MVCC, our sworn enemy, up on the hill over the weekend with a score of 4-1. The Hawks claimed the Region 3 championship. Shout out to CVA grad Riley Rich on scoring the go-ahead goal in that game. Herkimer now awaits to see if they're awarded an at-large bid. We're also going to throw congratulations to head coach Jason Palkovic on being named Region 3 Coach of the Year. And we have 5 girls players who made all-conference team, and they are Kayla Supa, Kaylee Tout, Jasmine Gillette, Raquel Burton, and Emma Belinsky. And also Kirsten Gay was the 6th person, but she was named to the 2nd team. So congratulations to the girls and Jason on the postseason honors, and hopefully we can get an at-large bid for you and we can see you move on to the next. Over on the men's side, they shocked the world by beating MVCC, again, our sworn enemy. It didn't look good with 20 minutes remaining, down 1-0 against an undefeated Hawks team on the year, but that changed in a hurry. Johan Kim, who is a sophomore from Seoul, South Korea, scored for the Generals' first goal of the day to tie that up.
And you hear the overhead. That wasn't a car. That was a helicopter. So we've got a boosted car whipping by and then a helicopter.
Really?
So we're getting lots of noise today. Yeah.
What's going on? They're coming for us. They figured out where we are.
Actually, that helicopter pilot knows where we live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with 1 minute and 55 seconds left in the game, Christ Valley of Highland Falls, New York scored the go-ahead goal with an assist from Johan Kim. The Generals win 2-1 and claim Region 3 title. They also punched their ticket to play in the 2021 NJCAA Division III National Championship, which is going to happen June 2nd to the 5th, which is being hosted by Herkimer. So you love to see that. They're getting into their own tournament that they're hosting. And it's even better because they handed MVCC the loss. So I know being up there anytime MVCC, no matter what sport it was, anytime they were playing, you're up there in full support. I will also note that this marks the men's team picking up their 30th title in 31 years. That's crazy.
It's great.
So congratulations to Pepe Aragon, the whole squad, and continue good luck to you all. And shout out over to head baseball coach Jason Rathbun. He was named Region 3's Coach of the Year and the Mountain Valley Coach of the Year as well. The men finished their season with a 32-4 record in the Mountain Valley Championship, and they were ranked 6th overall in the regular season, according to the polls. So, right here in the Valley, doing big things in college sports. You love to see it.
Big names.
Yep. And we're finishing up our press box with the professional side of this. And as we talk to Travis, their Mohawk Valley Diamond Dawgs are 8 days away from their opening day. They will have first pitch on June 3rd at 6:35 at Vets Park. They will be playing the Amsterdam Mohawks for their first game. So if you can, get a ticket, get out there, support them. It's going to be a great season. Also, keep in mind, anybody who's interested in singing the national anthem, please contact Travis, and we will put his website on Facebook because, again, we're not in Facebook jail anymore. Still blows my mind. Anyway, I'm going to be quiet because I'm going to get in trouble someplace. I'm going to get a lawyer with like a
FCC. FCC is going to be after you next.
Yeah, the helicopter can come and find me.
Yeah,
I care. Yeah, whatever. Quickly over to baseball. Boston is out of first place, and that makes me very happy as the Rays are up a half a game. Boston sits in second place. The Yanks are right behind at 1 game back. Blue Jays are out 5.5, and the Orioles don't know what the hell they're doing because they're out 12 games, and it's not even All-Star break yet, so they might just want to pack it up. But you might want to be worried, Zach Steele. We're coming for you. It's not even All-Star break, and it's only 1 game down. We're looking all right. Over to the NL East, the Mets continue to hold their lead again. Marlins and Braves are a game out. Phillies are a game and a half out, and Nationals are back 2 games. Over in NASCAR, Chase Elliott had a great race this weekend in Texas at Circuit of Americas. Kyle Larson finished second, and the prima donna Joey Logano finished third. The race was called 14 laps early due to excessive water on the track. The field goes over to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coca-Cola 600 this weekend. Water on the track.
They've had a hell of a lot of rain in Central and East Texas, and so that was it. Did you see that crash?
Yeah.
That was pretty wild.
Yeah, nuts.
Yeah.
And you think, if this was 1970, 80, even early 2000s, that might have been different. Safer barrier, nuts.
Yeah,
absolutely nuts.
I remember when that area was nothing but woods out there, mesquite trees and all, before they built that track.
Nice.
That's east of the city, and
because you're originally from down
Austin,
there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's nice road course there. And
I know,
and it's nice to see them. And I know Kyle is, NASCAR guy, and he's been on here before, but it's nice to see them branching out where it's not just the oval.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually want to check the track out. I'll be down there in a couple of weeks. And so that may be one of my destinations just to look at it.
Yeah.
Bring you some photos.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, photos. That's nice. Bring me photos and a postcard.
No postcards.
Those are outdated. Send an email.
Yeah.
The Monaco Grand Prix took place on Sunday. It's one of my favorite personal courses and races to watch in a year on the Formula One schedule. Max Verstappen from Red Bull Racing took victory lane after leading most of the race. Always important. Got to lead. This year had a little bit of everything. Ferrari racing boss Mattia Binotto is defending his decision to have his team not replace the gearbox in Charles Leclerc's car. The number 16 car was involved in a crash after he had already locked up the pole position. Replacing the gearbox would have meant a 5-spot penalty. The call was made by the team not to replace after a quick investigation on Sunday, and I was watching. It was heartbreaking. The car leaves the garage and immediately started having problems, and he didn't even get to the grid.
Oh.
So the race was over. And it wasn't just Ferrari that had troubles on the day. Mercedes had a chance to maybe take over the lead from Verstappen, and they botched a pit stop. And again, pit stops being important. Overall, great race. Hopefully one day I'll get to see it live. Hopefully from a yacht, but love to just see it live. Man can dream, right? Man can dream.
Yeah, that hope.
But it just
see it live, yes. Yacht, no.
And the thing is like the grandstand tickets out in front of the main hotel that's right there in one of the circuits is like it's €1,000 for a ticket. And that's at like one of the better areas because you can see them coming, going, and all that. And they got the big TV right in front of it, and it's near the finish line. Some of the other like stands that they put around the city, it's like €300 just to sit there, and you see them for a quarter of a second as they go flying by.
It's the experience. You're paying for the experience.
Yeah, well, Yeah, great.
How many was that?
Yeah. 3 cars go flying by. You blinked and you missed it. And finishing up with Indycar will be running the 105th running of the Indy 500 this weekend. The Penske family bought the track 2 years ago and was unable to host last year due to COVID-19. A lot of upkeep, construction, and renovations went into the venue over the last couple of years. It's been highlighted all over the place. ESPN had a 30 for 30, which was just absolutely amazing. This is always a highlight each year, and this year a little bit more special. You know, it's a good day when they're worried about the impact of a possible unseasonable cold front versus all the other craziness in the world on the race. Because last year, a lot different.
Yeah.
So again, I know high school sports, a lot of them are wrapping up, but if you would, coaches and staff, please continue to include us in your sports reporting at Sportsbeat at mylittlefalls.com. For updates and highlights throughout the week, find us on Facebook at Sportsbeat with Rob Drumm. For your local news, sports, and our podcast home, find us on mylittlefalls.com. For Rob Drumm here with Dave Warner, we'll talk to you next week.